I hope to the families of whatever victims that I know you're advocating for and everything else right now, I hope that you're.
But how does this look?
I hope you're donating all your YouTube proceeds and all your clicks, Sean, that all your followers are actually making you right now. The hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. No, I actually think what you're doing.
But what is that? But.
Hey, whoa.
You said the stop is over. Are you detaining me? Go ahead and say it. Are you detaining me?
I'm not detaining you.
All right. Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you for a minute?
You want to talk to this guy? All right, you can go ahead and go. You don't have to talk to him.
Imagine standing on public property, peacefully filming a public building, only to be confronted by armed officers demanding your ID and threatening arrest. You know your rights, but they're determined to intimidate you into submission. This isn't just about taking pictures. It's about exercising your First Amendment rights while facing unlawful demands. What happens when those sworn to uphold the law bend it to assert their authority? Will they succeed, or will justice prevail? Would you stand your ground, or would you fold under pressure?
What are you doing?
I'm just coming in the library.
You're not coming in here and filming people that don't want to be filmed.
Is this a public place?
It is a public place, and I'm not telling you that you cannot utilize a public facility, but you just made a patron very uncomfortable by filming them, and they didn't.
So feelings don't trump rights. If I can, it's public place.
I'm not even getting into this.
Okay, so are you refusing me access here?
No, I'm not refusing you access, but what I'm trying to explain to you is we do not have a policy where you're not going to be messing with patrons.
No one's messing with anyone. Well, did you see me speak to that gentleman?
I do not.
Let me tell you a secret. That gentleman's with me. We wanted to gauge your reaction.
I'm having a conversation with you and your phone and you're filming.
Have a good day.
This gentleman came up to the desk and said that this individual right here was filming him and he did not want to be filmed. We asked what was going on. They don't know each other.
These two gentlemen are together.
All I'm going to say is this gentleman I've asked her repeatedly not to do what he's doing right now in the lobby. And go with me. A couple other different things.
Yeah, so she's not lying. So he's with us. Now we went into a public place to conduct filming, and what he'll do is he'll say, "Oh, can you ask him to stop filming me?" And at that point, she refuses me access to the building, tells me it's illegal to film, and all that other stuff. We do this stuff to bring awareness that there's nothing wrong with this. And as to make it a point, I'm now going to go back inside and continue to film. Her sole issue is that I was filming, and she actually tried to bar access to the building.
I was trying to have a conversation with him.
But I don't have to answer your questions because I'm conducting a constitutionally protected activity. It's a violation of my civil rights for me to, violate my Fifth Amendment right to have to tell you what I'm doing because I'm conducting a constitutionally protected activity.
Your librarian.
I'm in.
Do you not want him here?
He is making my staff very uncomfortable. I would really...
You can't solicit a trespass from her either. She has to take a trespass on her own. It's illegal for you to solicit one. That's number one. And number two, because I'm filming, you can't solicit a trespass because I'm practicing my First Amendment right either.
She doesn't want you in there.
This is the Toronto v. City of St. Petersburg, Florida. You can't trespass.
I'm talking to him. I ain't talking to you.
I'm talking to you.
He's reciting. He's reciting case law. We actually just, you know who we told we were coming here? Said it's absolutely fine.
You're major.
You're a major.
You're a major.
It has to be a reason other than
we're major.
It has to.
Go get him.
You want to go get?
No, you stay here. We'll back up. So you have to actually cite a reason that's not a constitutionally protected activity. Like the First Amendment, us conducting that's not a reason for you to solicit a trespass. And this case law stating that as a public official, you can't solicit a trespass. And I can't be trespassed until I'm serviced the notice. So let me ask you a question, officer. Us filming is not, actually, I'll speak to the supervisor because you're an idiot. I said you're an idiot.
You call me an idiot?
Yes, that's my freedom of speech to do so. I feel that you're an idiot right now. Because you should have access to case law. You swore an oath to the Constitution.
You need to go.
So you're trespassing me from a public place.
They don't want you here.
Okay, but you, first of all, you can't. You can't.
I don't care what.
City of Morales v. Chicago. You can't do this.
They don't want you here.
So, Sergeant, we can be trespassed from a public place for conducting a constitutionally protected act.
Yes.
How so? She never said we're causing a disturbance. She said us filming made them uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what she said.
It's a disturbance.
So us filming is a disturbance.
You're causing a disturbance right now.
By filming.
Yes.
Okay, so you've just said on video. No, not a rise. We didn't give you a problem in your police department, but you need to honor your oath. That's what you need to do.
Okay, thanks.
Filming is no. But listen.
See ya.
I've met a lot of bad cops.
Okay.
And I get
Good.
quite a few of them fired.
All right. Well,
You are probably the most ignorant. I mean, look at you. Like, you can tell me to leave a public place, but you can't even get on a treadmill.
You can do whatever you want to do.
The last time you saw the Constitution was when you saw your toes, officer. This is absolutely unacceptable. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, bye.
So I need to... No, absolutely not ashamed of yourself.
Okay, bye.
So I need to... No, absolutely not. I'm not trespassing until she serves me with the trespass.
Now you're obstructing governmental operations. You're fixing to go to jail.
Okay, so I'm obstructing government operations?
Yes, you are, because I've asked you to leave.
So you're giving me a lawful command to leave this property under penalty of arrest for filming?
The staff of the library does not want you here.
Okay, so I will wait till they serve me a trespass notice. And then I'm going to go back to the... So how can they trespass me without providing me a trespass notice?
You're going to find out.
Okay, so how does it work? They have to notify me by written statement.
They've already notified you. They don't want you here.
Okay, so they notice. So as of right now, under penalty of arrest, you're trespassing me from a public building because I'm filming. Yes? Am I accurate?
They don't want you here.
No. Because you're causing disturbance and they don't want you here.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to the police station. See Dan and Jay Hunter. I can promise you one thing. You're going on an investigation, you're going to lose your badge. Watch me live, you're about to lose your job, brother. Beautiful. And people say, like, listen, stay there, get arrested. I get arrested all the time for this shit. I'd rather take an unlawful command because that's going to cost him his job. You guys got it on film. He trespassed me for conducting a constitutionally protected activity. Let's go back. I have a very serious problem, okay? So right now, it's illegal to solicit a trespass. We go into for a police officer to solicit a trespass.
Jay Hunter and C. Dan.
We went into the library, okay, and she told us that we could not film the patrons. Let her know that it's a constitutionally protected activity. We weren't rude to you guys. We're just here to film.
Right.
At that point, she says, all right, well, I'm going to call the police. So I step outside, thinking you guys take you 2 seconds to get here, wait for you. Yeah. And then she comes to the door. I approach the door and say, I can't come in. She goes, well, no, you're filming. I say, so you're barring me entry because I'm practicing a constitutionally protected activity. She says, no. She lets me back in. I'm going to show you the video in a second. Okay. The whole encounter is filmed. We walk out. And this tyrant, I can promise you he's going to lose his job. You should check my track record for getting cops fired. It's wonderful. I even got a judge under my belt. Comes up to us, says, what are you guys doing? I say, practicing a constitutionally protected activity. Right. And he goes, all right, well, she doesn't want you here, so we'll just get you trespassed. So we cite the actual case law. You can't solicit a trespass. Well, she don't want you here. And I was like, well, she can't trespass me until I've been served a trespass notice, so she can come out and let me know. He goes, well, how about this? You're fixing to go to jail right now. You want to go to jail? And I said, so you're going to arrest me, clear as day, because I'm conducting a constitutionally protected activity inside of a public place. And he said yes.
Well, okay. Are you going to file a complaint?
I'm going to place him under arrest anyway, violating my civil rights. I'm just going to place him under citizen's arrest. So that's number one. Number two, is he accurate? He can take me to... Now, it's not up for debate. I'll show you the video.
You need to be barred by the person that's running the property.
Excellent. Okay, so she did not... Now, she hasn't come back out, given me any trespass notice. The conversation was him, and I'll show you the video. You don't want him here? And he says, why? And she says, him filming is making people uncomfortable. And I said, you can't even accept a trespass notice from a public place. Private, residential is different. From a public place, because her complaint is not that I'm being disorderly. Her complaint is not that I'm harassing people. Her complaint is that I'm uncomfortable because I'm filming. You can't solicit a trespass, firstly, but accept a trespass because I'm peacefully conducting a First Amendment privilege. And that's where the whole jail talk comes into play.
Okay.
So I plan on going back there until I'm served with a notice.
Okay.
So that's completely legal. He can't, so I don't know if you could let him know what's going on, but until I've been served with a trespass by the owner, and at that point, I can take up with you guys his ability, his illegible ability to solicit a trespass, because that trespass is actually invalid. I can ignore that because he solicited it.
Okay.
And this all got started because I'm filming the person that I'm with.
Right.
I just did it over the police station. We did the same exact thing with you. We weren't combative there.
No.
And now we have a huge problem. And they just happened to...
Okay.
So I'd like to have a conversation with them. So right now, we can absolutely go back to that property. I'd like you to accompany me because what's the name of that overweight tyrant that's violating people's rights today?
Us, Jay Hunter and C. Dan.
Whoever the sergeant wasn't, it was him. And now I'm in fear for my safety. So could you accompany me back over there?
Okay.
You'd be willing to do that?
Yeah.
I appreciate that because now how quickly he was, and if you'd like to see the film, I have no problem showing that to you now.
Okay.
Okay. So I showed you the video, and now I'm going to go back there because there is no disturbance. She straight up says, I don't want him here because he's filming. Even if you have the nicest officer in the world, come up with another reason. He's giving me weird looks. I mean, even that's not a reason, but she's got a whole gray area that she can go with. The very one she cannot go with, he's making us uncomfortable because he's filming, so I want him to leave.
Yeah, but once he tells you to leave, then
That's
you've
something-
been given notice.
So here's the thing, though. He solicits the trespass. He contacts her. He says, do you want us to get them to leave? Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with them filming. So he's now solicited the trespass, which makes the trespass in itself invalid. We do this all the time. Okay. Secondly, he tells me, now, whatever she did on her own, her reasons, I will take up with town administration, library board. That's nothing to do with you guys. I understand. Right. But the moment that he confirms on video that he's going to arrest me because I'm filming?
No. I mean, that's not an arrestable offense. He would not.
Well, he was just going to. He said it.
Well, I think he was referring to the fact that she indicated that she didn't want you there. He was talking along.
He was saying right then because I called him an idiot, and I can't be trespassed until I'm served that notice.
Right.
So could you accompany us back there and also let this, I mean, you could, whatever, right? Once he serves the trespass, at that point, you guys enforce whatever. But you can explain to him maybe, if you're willing to do it, you swore an oath to the Constitution as well, him telling me that he's fixing to arrest me, and I very clearly said on that video, very clearly, you're going to arrest me for filming in a public place. That's my constitutional right. He says, yes. And then he says, you're fixing to go to jail. It's when I called him an idiot. He didn't like it. You know, he has training, right? How many times has he called way more things than an idiot? That doesn't give him a right to flex his badge. And that's what he did on camera. My concern might be what he did off camera. So he's going to be, I'm staying here for a week just for him. But if you could please accompany me back to the library so she can hand me her illegal trespass, and then maybe let these officers know that everything that just happened was invalid until she handed me that notice.
I'll go back over there, so if she wants to
Excellent.
hand you a trespass notice.
Excellent. Because that is needed. She has to provide me trespass before I can so be trespassed.
Correct.
Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that.
She can tell you verbally.
Which I understand. However, it didn't start, hey, I'm going to trespass you guys. It started with, you want us to get him out of here. So that verbal notice, null and void. I'm not going to listen to it. It doesn't exist. Right. When that now, if she comes out, you trespass, get away, here's a trespass notice, absolutely fine. Okay. But it's illegal to solicit one. So but I appreciate you doing what you're doing. You know, we didn't cause a problem over here. And you can see in the video that she's projecting her voice. And I'm just kind of like walking around. This is what we do to bring awareness to this type of stuff. And officers like him, it's bad cops like that get great cops like you guys hurt.
How do you handle though, like if you're walking in and you have patrons in the library, how do you handle the people that don't want to be filmed? Like public people, just regular, ordinary citizens. Because
it's a library, I will usually in on film, done it a ton of times. It's a quiet place in here. If you'd like to step out, I'm more than happy to discuss it with you. If not, I'll whisper to them or just pass them a note saying there is no expectation of privacy in public. This is a public building. Common misconception is that I need a release to film you, and if you're in public, I do not. We're not here for you. We're here for the employed staff.
Correct.
So if we could walk over there with you so we could just finish the rest of this. Okay, I'll meet you over there. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We're just trying to bring it.
I don't know. Is there like someone in internal affairs that I can meet up with tomorrow to come down and do they speak to you first? Or they rather me fill out a complaint?
They'd rather fill out the complaint.
Okay.
And we're a small department.
I understand.
So our internal affairs is essentially investigators.
Right. That's understood.
And then it goes from there.
All right. And right now, there's no trespass in place, so we're good to be here, right?
I think you're perfectly fine.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep the cigarette away from you, but listen, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Captain, thank you. I appreciate it. You've done a great job. And as you can see, we're not trying to give anyone a hard time. We're trying to do this as peacefully as possible and take the next step, which redress our grievances. Okay. Thank you so much, man. Have a great day. Be safe, guys.
But why?
Give me your ID.
You know.
Give me your ID for just a minute.
Please don't touch my camera.
Then put it down and let me see your ID.
Under the threat of arrest only.
You're what?
Under the threat of arrest only.
Yes, you're being detained right now.
For under what penal code?
Because you are suspicious in the area and these people are wondering why you're filming them.
Okay, can you get a supervisor out here?
Can I see your ID?
I'm operating under the law, under the First Amendment.
Okay, why are you out here?
I'm an independent journalist working on a story.
For what magazine? Or
I'm an independent journalist. Can you please get your hands off of my...
Let me see your ID then.
Thank you. This is my protection.
Okay, let me see
I
your
can give
ID.
you my name, but first I want to know under what penal code am I being detained?
You're being detained because you're acting in a suspicious way in an area with businesses.
In what way?
You're wearing a ski mask, dude. Come on.
It's windy. I'm riding a bike.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
I don't. I have my name.
Okay.
But first I ask for, is this a supervisor? Because you're kind of shaking. You're making me nervous.
Okay.
I'd like to speak with him. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. How you doing, Sergeant? Sir,
How are you?
I'm good. She walked up, sir, she walked up to me.
Yes, sir.
She told me, give me your ID. And then she grabbed my camera and told me I was being detained. And I asked her under what penal code, and she told me under suspicious activity. And I want to know what suspicious activity.
Okay.
Because under my knowledge, I'm operating under the law, never over it.
Yes, sir.
Under the First Amendment. I know you know it, but...
Yes, sir. What it is, we got a call that you were suspicious out here taking pictures and stuff. That's what we came.
I do understand.
You don't have to tell us who you are. You don't have to do any of that.
I don't mind telling you, but
Right.
that was unhinged. Like, I don't understand why she feels she can walk up to me
Yes, sir.
in a threatening manner.
Yes, sir. When we get back to the station, I'll get her body camera and I'll look at it.
I'll be over there too to detain that footage. I don't even see, she doesn't even have one on, sir.
It's under the car.
She should have on a body cam, right?
So we'll take care of that.
Can I get her name and badge number, please? 2211. Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant. I'm sorry, I'm kind of shaking right now, but she kind of just...
Okay.
Man, she walked up to me. I won't lie to you. She walked up to me and just, give me your ID. And then just grabbed my camera.
No, I did not.
As if she had the right... It's on camera.
I did not.
It's on camera.
We've got it on camera too.
And I will be making a complaint. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you. You too also.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yes. I'm just
What's
wondering
that?
who you are and what you're doing.
Could you please not walk any closer to me?
Well, we're on a public street, so
well,
I
you
can
don't
stand
need
where I want
to
stand.
impede my own personal space, though.
Why are you recording the back of the side of the police department?
Because I can. It's a protected activity protected by my First Amendment right.
Okay. So...
Can I get your names and badge numbers, please?
Yes, when I'm done. Did you step on the property?
No, I did not.
Okay. Somebody called and was concerned that there's a gentleman in fatigues.
I'm guessing the guy back there who stopped a while back and watched me for about
I don't know.
25 seconds.
All I'm telling you is someone called and was concerned that somebody was
Have I
with
committed
all the
a
terrorist
crime?
activities going on.
Come on, I'm an American citizen with a camera. Do I look like a terrorist?
Well, we're trying to figure that out, that's all.
I think I look more like a hunter than a terrorist.
Okay. So you're just filming just to film?
Because
Are you
I
an
could.
avid videographer? Or?
I refuse to answer any more of your questions. Told you what I was here doing.
Okay.
I'd like to be left alone. I'd like your name and badge numbers, please.
Well, it's right here on my shirt.
I'd like you are.
138.
Thank you.
Highlander 148. I'd
Thank
like
you
to see
very
your
much.
identification. You're asking us for our identification.
Don't have to ID myself to you.
I guess we don't have Why
to
are
either,
you
but we are.
shaking so bad?
Because I'm being approached by two armed guys in costumes.
At what point do you feel threatened, sir?
When I'm approached by two armed men, I feel a little threatened.
Okay. Have I been threatened?
You approached me with a weapon.
Well,
that's
because
threatening.
it's on my
That is
face,
threatening in itself.
Law enforcement carries weapons.
I don't care.
Okay. I can see you're one of these people. I'm
one of these people. What does that mean?
The people that come and try to make a big ordeal and post.
I'm not trying to make a big ordeal. I was walking by with a camera and you came and harassed me.
Let me just tell you this. You don't have permission to post my likeness on any internet
Well,
site.
it is going on YouTube. You are a public servant. You don't have the right to privacy. You are in a public place.
Just so you know, that's my response to you. You don't have any permission.
Well, I don't need your permission, to be honest with you.
Okay. How long you plan on being out here?
As long as I feel like it.
Okay. Fair enough. I I guess this is what you have to do all day.
Well, next time you see someone with a video camera, don't come and question them like a criminal.
I'm not questioning you like a criminal.
You are.
What was the question I asked you?
You asked me if I stepped on your property like I had done something wrong. You automatically came up to me thinking I had stepped on your property. Well, you have no reason to come up to an American citizen who has a video camera who is pointing it at a police department.
You're suspicious by shaking a lot. It seems
because I'm being approached by 2 armed men.
Did I have my
in
gun
costumes?
at any time?
It does not matter. You have a gun in general.
All right. Well, this is going nowhere. So, have a nice day.
Stop harassing American citizens with video cameras. They're not doing anything wrong.
I will try. I'll do my best.
Yeah, okay. You need to inform the rest of your officers
have a good day.
Yep, have a good day.
All right.
Just remember to stay on public property. Don't come on private property.
That would be considered public property.
Actually, no. That is considered private property.
Who is it owned by?
It's the city of Madison. It's the
which would be public property, which is owned by. Who is the city owned by?
The backside of the police department.
Who is the city owned by?
The backside of the police department.
Who is the city owned by?
Just understand that.
Exactly. It is public property. It is public.
This isn't just about filming. It's about the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution. When those in power try to intimidate citizens for exercising these rights, it becomes a battle for freedom and justice. Knowing your rights isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about standing up for everyone's freedom. Would you have the courage to stand firm in the face of unlawful intimidation? Remember, every time you assert your rights, you protect the future of freedom for all. The fight for justice continues, one camera at a time. Imagine standing outside a correctional facility, peacefully filming in a public space, only to be confronted by officers who demand that you leave. But this isn't just about recording. It's about seeking the truth behind a brutal incident that took place within those walls. Tensions rise as you ask questions they refuse to answer, and the state police are called to intimidate you into silence. What happens when those sworn to uphold the law try to bend it to avoid accountability? Would you back down, or would you stand firm in your right to know the truth?
Who are you? Who are you? It doesn't matter who you are? So why do you think you could tell me what I can and cannot do if it doesn't matter who you are, sir?
That's why.
Who says? You?
It's the rules, man.
It's the rules?
Yeah.
I'm actually conducting interviews about Robert Brooks. Are you one of the officers that engage in that kind of behavior where you beat inmates until they're dead? Is that what happens here? You got to be safe here, man. They're doing some crazy things here. Are you one of the officers that violates people's constitutional rights? That kills people? Is that what you do? Do you want to answer any questions? Excuse me. Yeah, I am allowed. It's my First Amendment right.
Sir,
what's your name and badge number?
What's
your name and badge number?
Sergeant Gentile. Okay.
Is your body camera on?
My body camera's on.
Oh, because there was a lot of officers when they beat Robert Brooks.
4382.
When they beat Robert Brooks, they didn't have their body cameras on, did they?
I ask you to leave.
This is a publicly accessible area.
New York State.
This is a publicly accessible area, sir.
Is you're not allowed to.
What happened?
On family.
What happened to Robert Brooks? Does that happen to a lot of inmates here, sir?
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I have business here. You can call the state police all you want, sir. You can call them all you want. They should be here arresting people who are beating inmates.
Sir.
You are beating inmates to death.
Sir.
Callously and with malice. With no type of...
I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Sir, I'm not breaking... You can call the state police. I'm not breaking any laws.
You are. You're not allowed to record on state property.
I am recording officials in the course of their duty.
And it says right here, no cell phones beyond this point.
Right.
So
I am engaged in a constitutionally and statutorily protected activity. New York State rights...
Step out.
Are you familiar with the New York State Right to Monitor Act? I have a right to film you in the course of your duty as a public servant.
I'm going to ask you to leave.
And
or I'm going to call the state police.
Let's talk about Robert Brooks, sir. Let's get back on point.
I'm not talking about Robert Brooks.
How many inmates have you killed here, sir? How many inmates?
Sir, I'm going to have to ask
How many inmates have died in your custody, sir? I would like to know. How many inmates have died in the custody of Marcy? Why was he even here? Wasn't he an inmate of Mohawk? What happened? I have a FOIL request here in my pocket as well, sir, that I would like to submit to the Marcy Correctional Facility. Immediately, as soon as I get here, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are nothing but a bunch of cowards. You beat a man with that's handcuffed behind his back? You beat a man that's handcuffed. What a kind of coward it's by the beatdown squad, no? So how many times a week do you beat men with their hands cuffed behind their back? Sergeant, there was 2 sergeants there that day, right? Your same rank?
Sir, I'm gonna
And they beat a man with his hands behind his back, right?
Come over here, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Sir, you can call the state police. I'll wait for them. They have a job to do. They should be arresting the people involved. That's what they should be doing, not worrying about a cameraman exercising his constitutional rights. Those officers are still free till this day.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
They're free till this day.
Come on.
And that's ridiculous. No, I'm in a publicly accessible area. And I'm told you I'm engaged in a constitutionally and statutory protected activity.
See this right here?
That sign doesn't override the Constitution or the statutory law, sir.
Let's go.
It doesn't.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to step out.
I could see by the response here today, by the first officer, and the looks on all these officers. This is what the type of behavior you guys engage in here, huh? Here, Marcy Correctional Facility.
Politely.
I have every right to be here. You can ask me to leave. I do.
You cannot be on state
You need to
property
study the
with
law,
work.
sir. Instead of beating inmates with their hands cuffed behind their back until they're unalived, you should probably study the law, sir. I know what I'm talking about.
Come up. He started recording. I've asked him numerous times politely that he's not allowed on state property while recording.
Yeah, Clay, go grab that paper for me.
Says it's his constitutional right.
And statutory right. And statutory right. New York State right to monitor act. So is there a new superintendent? I know the governor was trying to appoint a new superintendent. Who's the superintendent of this facility, Sergeant? The old superintendent that was here when Robert Brooks got mercilessly beaten, right? He got beaten mercilessly. Is there a new superintendent here, sir, yet? Is there like an acting superintendent? I mean, I'm trying to speak to the superintendent. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story. I want to know, why did a man get beat here with his hands cuffed behind his back? Did you see the video, Sergeant? Did you see the video of your officers and your fellow sergeants beating a man with his hands behind his back? They thought their body cameras were off. Does that type of behavior, do you know of any other kind of behavior? Would you like to be a whistleblower?
I would like you to come out here.
Would you like to be a whistleblower? Is there other incidents that happen here, sir? Are there other incidents that happen here that you are aware of that you'd like to come forward? You could do so anonymously. You could send me an email at longislandaudit@gmail.com, okay? I know the thin blue line runs deep in the corrections department. I know obviously 14 correctional officers stood there, including a nurse, 2 sergeants, officers that have been sued before in federal court for viciously beating people, and they continue to work here. Have you ever been sued in federal court, Sergeant? Have you ever been sued in federal court? Are you part of the beatdown squad? Can I get your names and badge numbers?
So I've been directed from my supervisors to...
Who's the superintendent
just
here?
let you know. Please leave the area. The New York State Police will be called if you refuse to leave the area. Videotaping and photographing a New York State docks facility property without the consent of the superintendent or commissioner is prohibited by docks policy. All right, while members of the public who are visiting incarcerated individuals are permitted to enter this lot and park their vehicles, individuals are permitted to enter, or as you were. Individuals are permitted to enter this lot and park their vehicles. This property is owned by the department. It is considered a part of correctional facility and falls under the authority and jurisdiction of the commissioner. Pursuant of the correction law, section 112, he is empowered to exercise superintendence, management, and control over department, correctional facility, and the safety and security reasons.
What about the safety and security? Robert Brooks, when you mercilessly beat him with his handcuffs behind his back.
A restriction against videotaping and photographing the dock facility property and any person while present on the correctional facility parking lot. If you would like to request permission to take photos or video
Why would I
The
request
facilities-
permission when it's my constitutional and statutory right?
You may contact the superintendent or commissioner of this property.
Who's the superintendent?
While publicly owned is a non-public forum, which is not traditionally recognized or designated as a forum of public assembly and is restricted. Your activity here is considered a security risk and a trespass.
It's a constitution and it's constitutionally and statutorily protected activity, New York State Right to Monitor Act. Who's the superintendent here? Wasn't the superintendent just fired because the officers who beat Robert Brooks with his hands cuffed behind his back? Can you condemn a man being beaten with his hands behind his back? It's not. I'm engaged. You are a peace officer and I am filming you in the course of your duty. It's a New York State Right to Monitor Act. You can look it up if you'd like. We could take it to court. That's fine. I have a right.
My understanding at this point, it appears to me that you're within the facility itself.
Right, but I'm still filming correctional officers in the course of their duty. It's a New York State Right to Monitor Act. It's a state law. And if you read that law, it gives me the right to film peace officers, security officers in the course of their duty. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And I'm asking questions. I wonder, who's the superintendent here, sir? You said I need permission from the superintendent in that nice letter you just read. Who's the superintendent here? They were fired, weren't they? Is there a new one? Is it a secret who the superintendent is? You said I need to ask the superintendent for permission. You're not going to give me the superintendent's name? With his hands cuffed behind his back. Were you here that night?
No, I wasn't here.
You weren't here that night? Do you engage in that kind of behavior? You don't? What's your name? You're not going to... I would like to look up your record to make sure that you're not engaged in that kind of behavior, sir. Oh, yeah, I do. For sure. All right, well, if anybody knows who this man is, please let me know who he is so I can look him up. You don't have your name tag on? Isn't that department policy? Do you guys just break policy, break laws, just don't follow any rules? It's not funny. A man died here. Are you guys part of the beatdown squad? Are you guys part of the beatdown squad? Go ahead, I'm fine. Are you guys part of the beatdown squad? There's a beatdown squad here, right? They beat down Robert Brooks with his hands cuffed behind his back. That happened here, correct? I mean, it's on video, right?
They're telling everything, right?
So I'm just asking, are you part of that squad?
Never heard such a squad.
You never heard of such a squad?
No, sir.
It's not a unit that you know about?
No, sir.
How do you feel about that incident? Do you condemn it? Do you condemn the beating and the unaliving of Robert Brooks with his hands cuffed behind his back? I mean, I think that's a pretty simple question. I think anybody should condemn that, unless you're part of that type of mentality. Okay. Don't condemn it. Your silence speaks volumes. Do you condemn it, Sergeant? Do any of you, can any of you not be cowards and condemn the vicious beating of a man with his hands tied behind his back, cuffed behind his back? None of you could speak up and say that was wrong? Really? What about you? Is that wrong? Do you condemn it? Can I get your name, sir? No? No one wants to give their name. Sergeant, isn't it your policy to give your names to the members of the public, Sergeant? Aren't you the supervisor here? I'm asking for... You gave me your name, right?
I gave you my name.
I'm asking for all these other correctional officers' names. I'm doing an investigation. I want to look up your disciplinary record and the complaints filed against you. I don't think your body camera's on. Hey, Sarge, I don't think his body camera's on. You guys should get used to putting that on. Because, no one had it on when Robert Brooks was viciously beaten. The nurse was in on it too? See, when the nurse doesn't do anything about it, about a man being beaten to death with his hands cuffed behind his back, that tells me that this is, 2 sergeants are involved. 2 sergeants, 11 correctional officers, and a nurse. I'm engaged in a constitutionally and statutory protected activity. The New York State Police come here, I'm going to tell them to go to your brothers in blues house and arrest them. How are they free? How is that possible? And you call state police all for a man with a camera, asking questions of his government, asking questions, engaged in a constitutionally and statutory protected activity. Doesn't make, the New York State Right to Monitor Act doesn't make any exceptions for being on correctional facility, publicly accessible property. I have a FOIL request right here if you want to take it. This is a FOIL request for some documents for this facility here. You're not going to take it? This is, you have to by law. It's a FOIL request. I'm just trying to submit it with the facility for some documents that I need. So state police has arrived. Let's see if they honored their oath that they took to uphold my constitutional rights, our constitutional rights, and our statutory rights. All these officers, not one of them will condemn the vicious and brutal beating of a man that ended his life while his hands were handcuffed behind his back. Not one of them will say, I condemn that behavior. Wow. Speaks volumes. Hey, sir, how are you? How are you? I'm doing well, sir. A little chilly out, but doing well. Man, you mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
Absolutely. It's Trooper Lawrence, 2337.
Hi, Trooper. How are you? My name is Sean.
How you doing?
I'm an independent journalist. I'm doing well. I'm just here, you know, as you know, there was a man that was viciously murdered here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm here to ask some questions, film the government officials here in the course of their duty,
sure.
In accordance with the New York State Right to Record Act, as well as the First Amendment. Just asking questions. I'm not going into restricted areas, but, you know, I'm glad that you're here, Trooper, because I know there's like 11 or 12 correctional officers that need to be arrested. I can show you a video where they unalived a man and beat a man.
Yeah.
I think you should go and arrest them.
It's actually under investigation by BCI right now.
Well, what's BCI?
The Bureau of Criminal Investigation.
Is that like an arm of like the state police?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and it's under investigation. But what? Yes. I mean, didn't we all watch the video of the man getting beaten with his hands behind his back, handcuffed?
We saw that. It is under investigation right now. You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, his hands were cuffed behind his back. He was beaten right here in Marcy Correctional Facility, and he died.
He did die
as a result of those injuries, which is insane to me. So I'm just saying. I mean, you're a law enforcement officer. You should probably. If I was a law enforcement officer, I would go to their house and arrest them, right?
Well, I can't make any arrest on that, so it's.
You don't have probable cause with that video?
It's innocent until proven guilty right now. So actually, the attorney.
All you need is probable cause.
The attorney general's office is actually turning this over to
the county, right? To a county. Yep.
Onondaga County prosecutor.
I saw that. I saw that yesterday. Yeah, I saw that they are turning it over to a special prosecutor. They're going to make them a special prosecutor in the case.
Yes. So that actually just happened yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
James made an announcement about that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have enough probable cause to arrest someone.
I don't at this point right now.
You don't?
Nope. This is going to be.
You have no probable cause?
This is going to be taken care of by investigators.
All right. I mean, if you don't have any problem, I think we all witnessed probable cause, sir. I think we all witnessed probable cause for at least the beating of that man, if not the unaliving of him.
Well, we have to wait until everything comes into court and it's taken care of via the justice system.
They have to get to court first.
That is correct.
They have to get there
we
first.
Have to bring all the evidence and everything together.
They're at home with their families right now, and you know, while the man was he lost his life. So I don't know. I just came here to ask questions. If they're part of the beatdown squad, if they were, you know, they're responsible, right? Yeah, that's all I'm doing, sir. Yeah. That's all. They read me something. I don't know what it was, but again, I'm very familiar with the New York State Right to Record Act, Right to Monitor Act. Excuse me, Right to Record is the New York City one. Right to Monitor Act. I have a right to film peace officers, security officers, and law enforcement in the course of their duty, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not going to restricted areas. Thank you. I don't need anything else.
Okay.
I'm just asking questions. Take care. Have a good day. Thank you. So you guys would not like to answer any more questions? I mean, you really didn't answer any questions to begin with, but oh, that's the walk of shame. The trooper's not a walk of shame. He is upholding my constitutional rights. That's the walk of honor. He should be going to those correctional officers' houses and arresting them. That's what he should be doing. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. You mind if I just get your name and badge number so I know who's here?
Sure. Trooper Hartman, 1284.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Hey, how you guys doing today? You mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
It's Sergeant Nick Leone, Shield 918.
Thank you. My name is Sean, sir. I'm an independent journalist. Yeah, I'm asking some questions about Robert Brooks' incident that happened here a couple days ago.
Okay.
I'm not going to restricted areas or anything.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
You're not gonna have any issues with me, sir. You know,
Okay.
I'm just asking questions.
You said Sean?
Yeah, Sean. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Long Island, sir. From Long Island. Yeah. I'm an independent journalist. That's fine. Yeah. So. You don't have probable cause to arrest those officers, the 14 officers that were engaged in that?
I can't comment on that investigation.
All right. I mean, you saw the video, right?
Yes, I did see the video.
You saw the video? Do you condemn that kind of behavior?
I can't comment.
You can't say you condemn that kind of behavior. The governor condemned it.
I understand that, and I agree. I don't condone that, but I can't really comment on the
I just think
investigation.
sir, I think, sir, that public servants need to come out and call out the other bad ones, so that way, you know, you don't look as bad. None of those correctional officers that came out to speak to me, none of them would condemn it. It's not a controversial topic. It's not.
I understand that.
It's not. You're not part of the investigation.
I'm not a part of the investigation.
Right. So you could. I don't know. I don't know. Should be easy to condemn. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good. How are you, sir? Good. You mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
Trooper call 3947.
My name is Sean. Thanks, Trooper.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
You went inside and.
Yeah, I went into the public lobby. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the public lobby.
Did he ask you to leave, or what was the deal?
He said that I wasn't allowed to record, and he read me something. He read me that I wasn't allowed to record per the commissioner of docs, and I try to tell him that, you know, there's a New York State law, and anything I do, I always consult with my attorneys. I read the law. Yep. There's no exceptions to the New York State Right to Monitor Act. I've read it completely.
Well, I'm sure you do your homework.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't be 10-0 in these unlawful arrests if it wasn't for me reading the law and understanding it, and understanding the what I need to do. All right, so I was leaving, and this officer here told me to hang out for a second. So I just want to make it clear: am I being detained that you know of?
Not that I know of right now.
All right,
I make sure we got everything.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Hey, troopers, am I being detained? I was literally ready to go. This is why you never leave before the police, but... So am I being detained?
For right now, you are.
For what crime?
Sean, right now they're determining whether or not they want you arrested for the crime of criminal trespass, which you actually committed when you went inside after they told you you couldn't be recording in there. Past the signs where it says no cell phones allowed, and you remained in there unlawfully until they finally got you out and then you leave.
That's not the crime of criminal trespass.
Actually, crime of criminal trespass states to enter or remain unlawfully.
Let's look it up.
Absolutely.
Let's look it up for real.
Sure.
Because I've dealt with this before,
Okay.
and the charge has been dropped, but okay, let's look it up.
Does it not state to enter or remain unlawfully?
The building has to be designed, the property has to be designed in a manner to exclude intruders. Read it. I'm telling you, trooper, I'm not lying to you.
Did you know that a fenced-in backyard, if you were to enter somebody's fenced-in backyard, that is actually the crime of criminal trespass?
Because that would be designed in a manner to exclude intruders, sir.
Meaning, even if there aren't any locks on the gates?
Right, because it's designed in a manner to exclude intruders, because there's a fence.
Gotcha.
If it's publicly accessible, and I would also take a look at the New York State Right to Monitor Act. There's no exceptions for recording public servants, security officers. It names security officers,
Understood. Did you
law
know
enforcement
when we actually
officers.
enter that facility fully, we actually have to leave unless it's a response to an emergency. We have to leave our cell phones in the vehicle. We are not allowed to record in that building.
That's not a
Did you know
law.
that?
But that's not a law.
That is under their corrections policy.
Right, their policy is not law, sir. It's just
It
not.
applies to law enforcement and civilians.
But it's not a law, sir. It's not a
Understood.
law. There's no law that says you cannot bring your cell phone inside of a correctional facility. There's no law. There's no statute that was read. Again, I'm telling you the two laws. New York State, and I'm just saying.
No,
Are you a supervisor?
And I understand.
Are you a supervisor?
I am.
Okay.
And I do understand that if you...
I'm just asking questions.
No. I absolutely understand that. And what I'm saying is you're walking into a public library, you're filming, absolutely, you have every right to film there. If you're in an area that's open to the general public, you always have the right to film. Correctional facility has had this policy for years, and like you said, you've had other stuff dismissed at other correctional facilities.
Well, I've never been arrested at a correctional facility, but
But
again,
like I said, this is up to them.
Okay. I mean, listen.
They want to pursue criminal action.
But
okay?
you as the supervisor, sir, I would invite you to please read the statute. It's designed. I've had it dismissed. It's designed in a manner to exclude intruders. Just please read it. And then the New York State Right to Monitor Act. I'm allowed to record security officers, law enforcement, correctional officers in the course of their duty on public property. There's no exceptions made in that statute. It basically carves out the First Amendment. Well, that's what the New York State, that's what happened when George Floyd happened. They passed that law here in New York State, the New York State Right to Monitor Act. I believe it's 79P. And it doesn't make any exceptions for correctional facilities. Doesn't make any exceptions. So again, I want you to do your job. If your job was the right thing to do was to arrest me.
What's your last name? My last name's right there. I know. You can
I mean,
see it on there right
you
now.
could. I mean.
No, I don't know you personally. That's why I'm asking.
No,
My last name's
I'm not.
Barbara.
No.
That's why I was
I'm
asking
not
if you
saying
could tell
that.
me your
Well,
last name.
listen. I'm detained, correct?
You are.
Okay, so I'm detained. So I'm being detained for a crime. So I'm
Right
going to
now, until they've determined whether they want to pursue the criminal action of criminal trespass. Yes.
But I'm telling you, it does not apply, sir. I'm telling you, it does not apply. And again, I want you, trooper. I want you to do your job, and I want you to do it right. If I did break the law, I would want you to hold me accountable. Just like I want you. I'm being detained for a crime, but yet there's 14 correctional officers out there who are at their homes who we all saw viciously beat a man.
And you know what I hope? I hope to the families of whatever victims that I know you're advocating for and everything else right now. I hope that you're.
But how does this look?
I hope you're donating all your YouTube proceeds and all your clicks, Sean, that all your followers are actually making you right now. The hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. No. I actually think what you're doing.
But what is that? But
and you're out here filming.
This is my job, sir. This is my job. Do you donate your salary?
No, I don't.
You don't, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
and you're right.
it's your salary. You don't.
Right.
And I'm sure, as a supervisor for the state police, and I'll look it up and I'll insert it in the video. I'm pretty confident you make over 6 figures a year.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'll put the exact number because it's easy to find out. But the thing is that you're here detaining a journalist who's asking questions, yet there are criminals who brutally murdered a man, and you're not doing anything about it. None of you. This New York State Police aren't doing anything about it. They're free at home with their families, enjoying life, while I'm detained here in the cold because I'm asking questions of the government. I'm exercising a right. Again, I would read the law. This is, you don't get qualified immunity if I'm telling you exactly what the law is. Qualified immunity is for being ignorant. 79P, New York State, Right to Monitor Act. Read it. The criminal trespass statute in the 3rd degree. Read it. Designed in a manner to exclude intruders, aka fenced in, aka locked. I'm telling you, I've been charged in Nassau County for this. Again, it is what it is, but
At a correctional facility?
no, just at any publicly accessible area.
I understand.
No, not a correctional facility, but
I understand this isn't the Nassau County Executive Office building. This isn't a library.
right.
Have you
But again,
been charged at a correctional facility?
no, never. And I've been to plenty of them. But especially up here in New York, I've been to plenty. Fishkill, Franklin. I've been to plenty. But at the end of the day, there's in the statute, there's no exception for correctional facility. It's not like, your trust on a correctional facility doesn't make it any different than a library, as you stated earlier, right? It doesn't make it any different than what makes it different.
You're right. Correctional facility is not secure to exclude intruders.
It's not. I got here without this part is, that part over there is, that part over there is. I'm telling you, it's in the statutes, in the elements.
No. They've decided that no criminal trespass charges.
Sean, you're all set.
There you go, Sean.
Have a good day, sir.
Take care.
Take care. Yeah.
Drive careful.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Have a good day.
Take care.
This encounter is a stark reminder of the power of accountability and the importance of knowing your rights. When faced with authority figures who use intimidation to avoid the truth, staying informed and standing your ground is crucial. The camera isn't just a device. It's a weapon against injustice, a shield for transparency. In a world where silence allows corruption to thrive, speaking up isn't just a choice. It's a responsibility. Remember, the fight for truth doesn't end when the camera stops rolling. It continues with every voice that refuses to be silenced.